Hi, how good is your general knowledge? Well, let's find out. In this quiz, I've got 60 questions for you. The format, it's fairly simple. We're going to start with some easy-ish questions, move on to some medium level, and then finish with Ben's Tough 10, probably the toughest questions you'll face today. The scoring for this, 1 point for each correct answer, and here's some benchmarks for you to aim for. I wish you the best of luck. Let's play. Which country's flag features an eagle on a prickly pear cactus holding a snake? Malaysia, Spain, or Mexico? That is Mexico. What is the legal term for telling lies under oath? Contempt, perjury, or slander? That is perjury. Which car maker has models called Igo, Corolla, and Yaris? Is that Toyota, Mercedes, or Ford? That is Toyota. Most adults have how many canine teeth? 6, 4, or 2? The answer is 4. Optimus Prime, leader of the Autobots, is from which movie series? Star Wars, Avatar, or Transformers? The answer, Transformers. What is the name for the shorter grass between a tee and green on a golf course? Hazard, fairway, or rough? That is the fairway. China overtook which country in 2007 as the world's largest producer of gold? India, South Africa, or the United States? It overtook South Africa. What is the name of the counting system using only 0 and 1? Binary, decimal, or Roman? That is binary. What was the catchphrase of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Cowabunga, live long and prosper, or eat my shorts? It was Cowabunga. What does the V stand for in the aviation term VTOL? Vertical, volatile, or velocity? That V is for vertical. What type of dance involves bending under a low horizontal pole? Salsa, limbo, or samba? That is limbo. Which Roald Dahl book is about a child genius? The BFG, Matilda, or the Twits? That is Matilda. Which sporty name is given to a painful condition? Football finger, netball knee, or tennis elbow? And I think I've had all of those, but the correct answer is tennis elbow. What word is used to describe particles smaller than an atom? Subatomic, microscopic, or ultrasonic? That is subatomic. Emporio is a range of clothes by which fashion design brand? Armani, Gucci, or Versace? That's by Armani. Which Irish city has a humorous 5-line poem named after it? Limerick, Dublin, or Galway? The answer is Limerick. Which sport is a mixture of map reading and cross-country running? Ironman, triathlon, or orienteering? The correct one there, orienteering. What is the capital of the Bahamas? Is it Georgetown, Nassau, or Kingston? It is Nassau. Bug is a slang term for which model of car? The Suzuki Swift, Honda Jazz, or Volkswagen Beetle? The answer, the VW Beetle. Which constellation is named after the Latin word for swan? Pegasus, Orion, or Cygnus? The answer is Cygnus. Which is the highest hand in a game of poker? A, B, or C? The answer is B, a royal flush. Which shows Charles Bridge in Prague? That is A. Which is the semi-precious stone lapis lazuli? The answer is B. Which is a Trabant car? That's C. Which dog originated in Germany? The answer is C. Which chess piece can only move diagonally? That's B, the bishop. The prefix Otto refers to which body part? That's A, the ear. Which is wearing a keeper? That's C. Which is Cuba? That's B. Which is a Patagonian Mara? The correct one there is A. Are you doing well so far? Let's up the level for the next 20 questions to medium. Chromatology is the study of which? Clocks, colours, or metals? It's the study of colours. Which other filmmaker bought most of 21st Century Fox in 2017? Paramount, Disney, or Netflix? The answer is Disney. Harry Hooper was famous for playing what sport? Tennis, football, or baseball? The answer, baseball. What was the name of Guns N' Roses' debut studio album? Appetite for Destruction, Slippery When Wet, or Back in Black? That was Appetite for Destruction. In which modern-day US state was the first permanent English settlement in North America? Virginia, Massachusetts, or Missouri? It was in Virginia. Jabberwocky is a nonsense poem by which famous writer? John Keats, Percy Shelley, or Lewis Carroll? That is by Lewis Carroll. The Tagus River, longest on the Iberian Peninsula, empties into which body of water? The Black Sea, Mediterranean Sea, or Atlantic Ocean? The answer, the Atlantic Ocean. What is the key addition to steel to make it stainless steel? Is it zinc, carbon, or chromium? It is chromium. Which Australian city boasts the record for the world's largest tram network outside Europe? Perth, Melbourne, or Sydney? And if you're from there, give me a hi in the comments. The correct answer is Melbourne. Which artist was born in 1577 and is known as a Flemish Baroque master? Klimt, Rubens or Caravaggio? The answer, Rubens. Who is famous for his 1628 book On the Motion of the Heart and Blood? William Harvey, Edward Jenner or Isaac Newton? That was William Harvey. Which author is best known for his collection of historical fiction novels set in South Africa? John Grisham, Ernest Hemingway or Wilbur Smith? That is Wilbur Smith. Chisinau is the capital city of which country? Moldova, Albania or Slovakia? The answer is Moldova. Damask and chiffon are both types of what? Fabric, fruit or vegetable? They're both types of fabric. A quagga is an extinct subspecies of which animal? A wolf, zebra or rhino? The correct one there is zebra. A myocardial infarction is commonly known as what? A nosebleed, heart attack or stroke? That is a heart attack. Which famous leader had a horse named Marengo? Hannibal Barca, Napoleon Bonaparte or Alexander the Great? The answer, Napoleon Bonaparte. In Japan, what is ikebana? Paper folding, a martial art or flower arranging? It is flower arranging. Which Northern European city used to be called Christiania? Reykjavik, Stockholm or Oslo? That's an old name for Oslo. The Hellraiser and Candyman films were based on novels by which horror writer? Clive Barker, Stephen King or Anne Rice? They are by Clive Barker. So the last 10 questions, these are super tough. If you get any of these correct, you're doing great. I'll put the scoring back up again at the end of the video so you can see how you did overall. So now let's play my tough 10. Garuda, the mythical bird-like creature, lends its name to which country's national airline? Vietnam, Thailand or Indonesia? The answer, Indonesia. What is the supermassive black hole at the centre of the Milky Way called? Scorpio C2, Andromeda X1 or Sagittarius A star? It is Sagittarius A star. Neptune's 16 moons are named primarily after figures from which mythology? Greek, Norse or Roman? The answer is Greek. Astrakhan fur comes from the newborn of which animal? A fox, a sheep or a goat? The answer, a sheep. St. George from St. George and the Dragon was said to be a soldier in which army? The Roman, English or Greek? The answer, the Roman army. Which colour of dye is named to commemorate a battle fought near Milan in 1859? Magenta, indigo or turquoise? The answer, magenta. The liquid form of which element is used to cool the magnets in most MRI scanners? Hydrogen, nitrogen or helium? That is helium. Etruscan people and culture were native to which modern-day country? Iran, Italy or Syria? The correct choice there is Italy. What element did Joseph Priestley discover in 1774? Chromium, oxygen, or gold? He discovered oxygen. Magyar is the official and main language spoken in which country? Mongolia, Myanmar, or Hungary? The correct answer is Hungary. Okay, so if you were keeping your score, how did you do against the benchmarks? Let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget also that you can sign up for my new newsletter, which comes out every Friday. It's a quiz plus a couple of interesting articles. It's simple to get. Just scan the QR code on the screen here using your phone or use the link in the description down below. Also, check out my second channel, which is called Quiz Amp, which is a fun quiz game. Thanks for watching. I hope to see you soon.